What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Monet, and we are locked in. You seen the thumbnail, and we all want to know, where's Tasha? It's season 2. We haven't seen her. Is she actually leaving the show? Is Naturi nodding, stepping away from power? Well, first I'm gonna break down the significance of what Tasha has to do with the show, and then also I have a couple of quotes from her about what's going on behind the scenes of power. So before we jump into that, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we know Tasha St. Patrick, she had a lot going on, but in season 2, we haven't seen her at all, besides the scene where Tariq is looking at his phone and he has Kanan over his shoulder. So I'm going to jump into this. We're going to break down the significance of Tasha to the show and also what's really going on behind the scenes. What we know about Tasha is in the Power universe, she was married to James St. Patrick. She had 3 kids with our star Tariq St. Patrick in the spinoff of Book 2, his twin sister Rainey, and then their little sister Yasmin. Now, unfortunately, Raina's dead, and we know everything that's happened with her and Ghost. They had their disagreements. They ended up separating. Ghost went on to be with Angela. Their son, he wanted to get in the dope game, and of course Tasha was going to teach her son Tariq how to get in the game. Now when we move over to the Power spinoff, at the end of the Power universe, the original 6 seasons, we seen Tariq actually killed his father Ghost. This is what put Tasha in jail because she actually takes the charge for this murder. Now, we seen in Power Book 2, Tasha actually goes to jail for this. And at this point, she needs to get money to raise so Davis can actually defend her and get her up out of court for this murder. Now, we seen that she ended up snitching and saying that Tommy was the one that committed this crime. Now, this is what's getting Tasha all the way on the run. We know that she ends up going into witness protection because that's what Tariq is going to want, just so Tommy won't come and get her. Now, we haven't seen her at all in season 2. Like I said, the only thing we seen was her on that cell phone. So everyone's wondering, where exactly is Tasha at? And the thing is, Naturi, she's actually into another TV show on ABC called Queens, where she's playing a rapper. So that's one reason she isn't here on the show. They normally do this with actors when they go on to bigger things, because I mentioned this several times. We've seen Amari. He used this power as a stepping stone to go off and do bigger things. This is the same for Tasha. Everyone's going to have more opportunities when you have a #1 show for consecutive seasons like this. So we haven't seen her yet, but what we do know is she isn't dead. So she has done a recent interview and she talks about where she stands at with power. And I'm going to show you the quotes of these so we can actually see where she feels that the character Tasha is and actually how Tasha is going to carry on throughout the season. Not on her future on the Power shows. With Tasha in hiding, fans probably won't be seeing much of her on the show anymore, but that does not mean that's the last of her. Naughton spoke about her future on the series in an interview with blackfilmandtv.com. I never really officially left Power, she said, when the interviewer mentioned her role on the show, which is gearing up for its 2nd season. Tasha is still alive, so we'll leave that there. Power creator and showrunner Courtney Kemp would always say if someone's still living, there's always a chance of a return. She continued by letting her voice trail off. As I was mentioning, a lot of actors use TV series as a stepping stone. Now she's big enough, she's getting casted for other things, and it's good that the show can actually write her out so she can go fulfill those other commitments. So she's alive, they just wrote her out. When you really think about Power Book 2, it's called Ghost. It's primarily focused on Tariq navigating his way through life. So even when we did have Tasha on here, she wasn't getting a lot of scenes. She was either in court or in jail. So at this point, with her being off in protective custody, we wouldn't really have to see her. If they did show us a clip, they wouldn't have to do nothing. She could just have a voiceover of her talking to Tariq or sending them an email and having her voice reading it out. So she does have another quote on what she feels the direction of season 2 is going to be. Kemp previously teased that the next season would chronicle Tariq's struggles. I think what will come up in the next season is his lack of ability to contact his mother, to be with his mother, and to have that connection, she told Deadline. You know, when trying to build the coming of age story, we really did have training wheels on Tariq in the 1st season, which in form of his mother, she continued. So he turns 18, and by the end of the season, he's sending his mother away. Part of the journey of season 2 is absolutely going through and making decisions without the benefit of someone to call. As of right now, Tasha St. Patrick is still on the show. She's just in protective custody. So as I mentioned, we probably won't see much of her. We really won't need to. We know that she's on another show on ABC, Queens, and she has a larger role there. She's actually stepped back here and is primarily focused on Tariq and the Tejada family. So as of right now, we might not see Tasha unless it's a voiceover or something. But other than that, that's all we have on Tasha right now. Let me know what you think. Do you think writing Tasha out in the protective custody and not bringing her back is good for the show or potentially hurt the show? Me personally, I don't think it's going to change anything with it. Tariq is becoming his own man and he's actually out here. So it's really time for him to move on. If he's going to be that drug dealer, he's going to have to remove his mom, especially with the feds watching her in protective custody. But I'm Monet J. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.